Welcome to World Numismatic Finds, where every coin tells a timeless story and carries a value far greater than its face. Today, we journey through some of Britain's most iconic and historically significant coins, each representing a distinct chapter of the nation's numismatic heritage. From the regal 1953 1 shilling struck in the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, to the bold 1968 10 pence, a symbol of the United Kingdom's move towards decimalization, these treasures echo change and tradition alike. The 1995 pence reflects the modernization of British currency, while the 1954 3 pence harks back to the charm of pre-decimal coinage, small yet mighty in its appeal. Completing this fascinating lineup is the 1979 2 pence, a coin that marked the everyday life of millions yet now commands a strong place in collectors' hearts. With each piece gaining huge worth and demand in today's rare coin market, these coins together mark the beginning of a captivating journey into the world of numismatic finds. Let's get started up. The 1953 1 shilling coin stands out as one of the most iconic pieces ever to enter circulation. This coin carries a remarkable legacy because it was struck in the very year of Queen Elizabeth II's coronation, making it not just a unit of currency, but a piece of history that symbolizes the beginning of a new royal era. For collectors around the world, the 1953 1 shilling is far more than a small denomination. It is a tangible reminder of Britain's post-war identity and the enduring strength of the monarchy. In today's market, coins from this year have soared in desirability, particularly for those that remain in high-grade circulation or, even more impressively, in mint state condition, where their rarity transforms them into true treasures worth many thousands of dollars. To understand the significance of the 1953 1 shilling coin, we need to step back and look at its background. In 1953, the United Kingdom was still recovering from the challenges of the Second World War, and the coronation of a young Queen Elizabeth II represented hope, renewal, and continuity. The Royal Mint issued new designs for coinage that year to commemorate this momentous event, and the shilling was among the most sought-after coins of the series. Struck in cupronickel rather than silver, as the nation had already moved away from sterling silver in general circulation, the coin reflected modernity, resilience, and progress. Because of this, the 1953 1 shilling has a cultural and historical importance that transcends its face value. When you hold a 1953 shilling in your hand, its artistry immediately speaks volumes. On the obverse, you will find the youthful effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the talented Mary Gillick. Unlike later portraits of the Queen, this early image captures her without a crown, symbolizing her youth and freshness at the start of her reign. It is widely admired for its elegance and simplicity, and collectors often regard it as one of the finest royal portraits ever to grace British coinage. On the reverse, the design depended on which issue you held. The English shilling featured a crowned lion standing proudly on the royal crown, while the Scottish shilling displayed a magnificent crowned Scottish lion rampant upon a shield. Both designs are majestic in their own right and carry strong cultural symbolism, reflecting the unity of the kingdoms under the new monarch. The weight of the 1953 shilling stands at around 5.65 grams, with a diameter of 23.6 millimeters, and it was struck in cupronickel. While not precious in its metallic content, the true value of the coin lies in its history, rarity, and condition. Collectors are drawn to the combination of durability and artistry, and these coins have survived the decades with a variety of wear patterns. Many are found in average circulation condition, which makes those that have remained in pristine mint state all the more desirable. One of the key facts about the 1953 1 shilling coin is that it marks the very first year of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, a fact that dramatically increases its collectability. While the Royal Mint produced these coins in relatively large numbers for everyday use, the passage of time has reduced the availability of high-quality examples. Those that remain today in MS65 or higher grading have become rare jewels in the numismatic world. Rarity is always measured not just by the number of coins minted, but by how many have survived in exceptional condition, and that is precisely what drives the extraordinary demand for this coin. For collectors, the rarity and condition of the 1953 1 shilling is paramount. A piece that has seen heavy circulation may hold historical charm, but the real demand lies in coins that have survived with sharp detail, clear luster, and minimal wear. In mint state 65, this coin commands impressive attention in the global market. Recent valuations have placed examples in this grade at around $17,000, and at prestigious auction houses such as Heritage Auctions and in competitive marketplaces like eBay, the coin has been seen achieving staggering results of up to $23,200. These figures demonstrate not only the rarity of the coin but also the insatiable demand from serious collectors who recognize its importance. Tips for collectors of this iconic coin are simple yet essential. Always verify authenticity and grading before making a purchase, as the market is competitive and high-value examples attract keen interest. Seek coins with clear details of the Queen's effigy and strong reverse designs, as these features are what numismatists value most. If you are able to secure an MS65 or higher specimen, you are not merely acquiring a coin, but a powerful investment and a historic artifact that is likely to appreciate further over time. Patience, research, and dealing with reputable sellers will give you the best chance of success in building a collection that includes this remarkable piece. In conclusion, the 1953 1 shilling coin of the United Kingdom is a marvel of numismatic history, encapsulating the dawn of a new Elizabethan era. With its beautiful designs, strong cultural values, and historical weight, it continues to fascinate collectors across the globe. Its rarity in high-grade condition, combined with its strong market performance, reaching values of $17,000 and beyond $23,000 at major auctions, proves that this is a coin in tremendous demand. For any serious collector, the 1953 shilling is not just a piece of currency, but a crown jewel in the story of British numismatics, a coin that represents history, beauty, and immense value all in one. Next up, the 1968 United Kingdom 10 pence coin. This coin holds a remarkable place in history because it was part of the decimalization transition period, a time when the United Kingdom was preparing to move away from the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the more streamlined decimal system we know today. The 1968 10 pence was introduced before decimal day itself, which fell in 1971, making it an important piece that bridged the old and the new. Its early circulation status gives it both historical importance and an undeniable cultural charm that continues to draw attention. Looking at the design of the coin, on the obverse we see the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, crafted by Arnold Machin, whose likeness of the monarch appeared on British coinage from the mid-1960s through to the 1980s. This portrait is highly recognizable and distinct, portraying the Queen in regal elegance wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. On the reverse, we find the noble lion passant guardant, which has been a long-standing heraldic symbol of England and one of the most iconic representations of British identity. This combination of regal obverse and proud reverse creates a balance of sovereignty and heritage, encapsulating both the monarchy and the nation's cultural symbolism. From a historical and cultural perspective, the 1968 10 pence coin symbolizes Britain's determination to modernize while still cherishing centuries of tradition. Decimalization was not merely an economic reform, but a profound cultural shift that simplified everyday transactions and aligned the nation more closely with international practices. Yet the lion on the reverse and the Queen's portrait on the obverse remind us that while Britain was moving forward, it was also holding firmly to its historical roots and royal identity. Collectors value this coin because it is not just a piece of metal, but a token of transformation in British society. The coin itself weighs 11.31 grams and was struck in cupronickel, giving it a sturdy and enduring quality that allowed it to survive in circulation for decades. Its diameter of 28.5 millimeters made it one of the larger decimal coins, giving it a noticeable presence in the hand. This substantial feel adds to the attraction for collectors, as its size and weight are both memorable and satisfying, distinguishing it from many other denominations of the period. One of the key facts about the 1968 10 pence is that it was issued 3 years before decimal day, making it the very first decimal 10 pence coin ever struck for circulation. This fact alone elevates its importance in British numismatic history. While millions were struck and used widely, examples in pristine condition have become increasingly difficult to source. Circulated pieces are fairly easy to find, but collectors demand those coins that have survived without scratches, blemishes, or wear. This is why condition is the defining factor that determines true rarity and value for the 1968 10 pence. In terms of rarity and collector demand, coins that grade highly, particularly those certified at mint state levels, are exceptionally scarce. A coin in MS65 condition, meaning it has survived with virtually no marks and retains full luster, can command staggering prices. The market today reflects this high demand, with certified examples reaching around $18,000 in MS65 condition. Even more impressively, there have been records of specimens in the finest possible states achieving values of up to $20,000 on auction platforms such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic marketplaces. This demonstrates the sheer strength of collector interest and the competitive bidding environment that surrounds high-grade examples of this coin. For collectors who aspire to add a 1968 10 pence coin to their collection, the key lies in careful selection. Look for coins that retain sharp detail on both the Queen's portrait and the lion on the reverse, as weak strikes or excessive where reduced desirability. Coins that still display their original brilliance are particularly prized, and certified grading by a recognized authority can make a substantial difference to their marketability and value. Collectors are encouraged to protect their coins in holders or capsules to preserve condition and to always verify authenticity, especially when buying online through major platforms. In conclusion, the 1968 United Kingdom 10 pence coin stands as one of the most important pieces in modern British coinage. It captures the essence of a nation undergoing change, while proudly showcasing timeless national symbols. Its cultural and historical value, combined with the rarity of high-grade examples, ensures it remains a centerpiece in collections worldwide. With market values in mint state condition reaching between $18,000 and $20,000, this coin continues to prove itself as a highly desirable asset and a true treasure in numismatic circles. For those who seek coins that embody history, heritage, and financial potential, the 1968 10 pence is a shining example of what makes British coinage so profoundly captivating. Next up, the 1995 pence coin, a circulating coin that has now gained recognition as a true rarity and a hidden treasure in the world of numismatics. At first glance, it may appear to be a simple 5 pence piece that once passed from hand to hand in everyday life, but as collectors and enthusiasts have discovered, its story is far more intriguing, with a unique place in history and a value that has elevated it well beyond its face worth. This coin represents the elegance of British design during the transitional period of currency change, and in circulation condition, it has become an especially sought-after find for those who appreciate the evolution of United Kingdom coinage. To understand the 1995 pence coin, we must begin with its background. It was part of the new smaller 5 pence series introduced in 1990, replacing the larger, heavier coins that had been in use since decimalization in 1971. The reduction in size was part of a practical move to make coins lighter, more convenient, and easier to handle, while still maintaining the dignity and symbolism of British coinage. It was also the first time the 5 pence appeared in its reduced format, marking a turning point in modern currency design. Collectors today look back at 1990 as a landmark year, since this was the very beginning of the new style, making the coin both historically significant and highly collectible. Turning to its head and tail representation, the obverse of the coin proudly bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklouf, which was used between 1985 and 1997. It shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem, an image of grace and authority that gives the coin its regal presence. The reverse, meanwhile, features the crowned thistle, a traditional emblem of Scotland, framed within elegance and simplicity. This design, by Christopher Ironside, combines national heritage with timeless artistry, reflecting the cultural pride of the United Kingdom and the deep-rooted history carried by its coinage. From a cultural and historical perspective, the 1995 pence coin does more than simply represent value in the marketplace. It tells the story of transition, national identity, and the subtle blending of tradition with modernization. It stands as a bridge between old and new, and for many collectors it carries sentimental as well as historical worth, being the first of its kind to establish the smaller 5 pence series that continued into the modern era. When it comes to technical details, the 1995 pence coin weighs 3.25 grams and has a diameter of 18 millimeters, crafted in cupronickel, a durable composition that ensured longevity in circulation. Although millions were struck for circulation, the first-year issue in 1990 has captured collectors' imagination because of its transitional importance and the condition in which examples survive today. The key facts surrounding this coin's desirability are tied to its rarity in higher grades. While circulated examples may still occasionally surface, coins preserved in top condition, particularly those graded at mint state levels, are remarkably difficult to come by. This scarcity has driven demand amongst collectors worldwide, with a special focus on coins certified at the prestigious MS65 level and above. The rarity and condition of the 1995 pence coin are what truly push it into the spotlight. A standard circulated piece might pass unnoticed to the casual spender, but for numismatists, a well-preserved example represents a rare opportunity. The coin in mint state 65 condition has reached astounding figures in today's marketplace, with documented sales around $15,000, and in certain auction settings, such as on heritage auctions, eBay, and other collector markets, exceptional specimens have fetched even higher sums, climbing towards $19,000. These figures may sound extraordinary for a small 5 pence coin, yet they underline the ever-increasing interest in transitional issues and the relentless pursuit by collectors to secure the best of the best for their collections. For collectors who are either just beginning their numismatic journey or seasoned experts, the tips are clear. Always pay close attention to the condition of the coin, focus on strong details and luster, and when possible, consider professional grading for authentication and preservation. Collectors should also keep a close watch on established auction houses and reputable online platforms, as the most desirable pieces tend to appear in these venues where bidding competition is strong, further driving up their value. In conclusion, the 1995 pence coin of the United Kingdom is not just a small piece of metal but a significant chapter in the nation's coinage history. Its role as the very first of the reduced size series, combined with its elegant design, cultural heritage, and scarcity in top condition, has made it one of the most highly prized coins in the modern British series. With market values reaching astonishing figures from $15,000 to as much as $19,000 for superb mint state examples, this coin has become a star in the numismatic world, highly sought after and celebrated for its rarity. For those fortunate enough to own one, it is truly a treasure, and for those still searching, it remains one of the most exciting pursuits in modern coin collecting. Next up, the United Kingdom's 1954 threepence coin, a small but historically rich piece of British currency that has become a true prize within the world of numismatics. At first glance, it may seem like just another modest bronze-coloured coin from the mid-20th century, but those who understand its story know that the 1954 threepence carries a special place in both cultural history and collectors' hearts, and its desirability today has reached remarkable levels. The background of this coin is rooted in a period of transition for Britain. The early 1950s marked the beginning of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, following her accession to the throne in 1952. Coins from these first years are always of special interest, as they symbolize the dawn of a new monarch's era. The threepence coin itself was a long-standing denomination in British coinage, with its dodecagonal 12-sided design making it stand out from most other circulating coins of the time. This particular year, 1954, is especially notable because the mintage of the threepence was extremely limited and not released for general circulation in the same way as other dates. As a result, surviving examples in any grade are hard to come by, and pieces in higher condition are exceptionally desirable. Looking more closely at its head and tail design, the obverse presents the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, which is one of the most admired effigies of the Queen ever struck on coinage. This portrait captures her with a fresh, regal yet gentle presence, crowned with a laurel wreath rather than a crown, which adds an elegant touch unique to the early years of her reign. On the reverse, the coin displays the distinctive Tudor portcullis design, a heraldic emblem associated with Parliament and a symbol of British strength and tradition. This imagery not only reflects the cultural pride of the nation but also ties into centuries of political and architectural history, offering collectors both beauty and meaning in a small, metallic form. In terms of cultural and historical values, the 1954 threepence is not just a token of small change but a witness to the changing Britain of the post-war years. It was a time when the monarchy was renewing its bond with the people and when the coinage itself was beginning to evolve towards the decimal era that would arrive later in 1971. The threepence was practical, widely recognized, and distinctive, but the 1954 issue went far beyond utility. It became an object of rarity due to its restricted production, making it an essential reference point in the study of modern British numismatics. The coin itself weighs approximately 6 grams, crafted from brass, with a diameter of around 21 millimeters and, of course, its unique 12-sided shape that ensured it would never be mistaken for any other denomination in circulation. These physical characteristics make it a distinctive and tactile piece, instantly recognizable to anyone who has ever handled one. Key facts about the 1954 threepence are truly what elevate it from common coin to numismatic treasure. Only a handful were ever struck, and the majority were never intended for broad distribution. This makes surviving examples in circulation condition already highly significant, but those found in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp definition and original luster have reached astonishing values at auctions and in the wider collector's market. The rarity and condition of this coin have become the driving force behind collector demand. A piece graded as MS65, which denotes near-perfect mint state with superb strike and surface quality, has been known to fetch as much as $11,000. Even more remarkably, examples appearing in high-profile auctions such as eBay or heritage auctions have achieved upwards of $16,000, demonstrating just how much the global market prizes this little coin. These are not hypothetical numbers. They are clear evidence of how fiercely contested this coin has become whenever it surfaces for sale, making it one of the crown jewels of mid-20th century British coinage. For collectors today, the 1954 threepence represents both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge lies in its scarcity, as genuine examples do not appear regularly on the open market, and when they do, they tend to attract strong competition. The opportunity lies in the fact that ownership of such a coin instantly elevates a collection, adding a centerpiece that speaks of rarity, history, and significant financial worth. Collectors are well advised to verify authenticity carefully, seek professional grading when possible, and maintain the coin in the best possible condition, as its value is intimately tied to its preservation. In conclusion, the 1954 threepence is far more than just a piece of brass. It is a symbol of early Elizabethan coinage, a numismatic rarity, and a highly sought-after treasure in today's international market. Its story of limited release, cultural depth, and enduring desirability ensures that its value remains strong and continues to grow. With examples commanding prices from $11,000 in MS65 condition to upwards of $16,000 at major auctions, This coin proves that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical weight and financial significance. For those fortunate enough to own one, it is both a link to Britain's rich numismatic tradition and a shining example of how rarity and history combine to create true demand. Next up, the story of the 1979 United Kingdom 2p coin is one that captures the attention of coin collectors across the globe, for it represents far more than just a piece of circulating currency. This particular coin, now more than 4 decades old, carries with it the charm of the late 20th century, a period when Britain's decimal coinage was still relatively new and the country was embracing change in its monetary system. For many collectors, the 1979 2p coin has become a true conversation starter, not only for its design and cultural links, but also for the remarkable values it has achieved in today's numismatic markets. The background of the 2p coin dates to 1971, when Britain introduced decimalization, simplifying the currency structure and moving away from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. The 2p coin, introduced at that time, was struck in bronze and was part of the new decimal family that brought a modern and unified approach to British coinage. By 1979, the coin was still a relatively new denomination but had already established itself as an important fixture in everyday life, being used widely across the nation. Although millions were produced for circulation, the fascination lies in how certain examples, when found in exceptional condition, have managed to climb to astonishing heights in collector markets. Looking at the head of the coin, one is immediately drawn to the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, as designed by Arnold Machin. This effigy, which graced many coins of the period, shows Her Majesty wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait that would go on to become one of the most recognized images in the world of numismatics. The reverse, or the tail side, displays the badge of the Prince of Wales, consisting of a plume of ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet with the German motto Ich dien, meaning I serve. This design by Christopher Ironside embodies both history and heraldry, while representing the enduring traditions of the British monarchy. The clarity and sharpness of these designs, especially when well preserved, play an important role in determining the coin's desirability among collectors. From a cultural and historical perspective, the 1979 2p coin is more than a simple piece of metal. It reflects Britain's transitional period, the economic circumstances of the late 1970s, and the continuity of royal symbolism in everyday life. Holding such a coin today evokes a sense of nostalgia, as many people remember the feel of these heavier bronze coins jingling in their pockets before the shift to copper-plated steel in later years. It also serves as a symbol of the strong cultural identity tied to British coinage, which has always been admired for its artistic merit and the way it blends tradition with modern needs. In terms of technical specifications, the 1979 2p coin was struck in bronze, with a weight of 7.12 grams and a diameter of 25.9 millimeters. These characteristics gave the coin a sturdy presence and a reassuring feel in hand, one that modern coinage often lacks due to the introduction of lighter metals. Such details are not only important for collectors in identifying genuine examples but also highlight the level of craftsmanship that went into producing British currency at the time. When we consider the key facts surrounding this coin, its apparent ordinariness makes its rise in value all the more fascinating. Millions were minted, and countless examples still survive today in worn condition. Yet it is those scarce, well-preserved coins, particularly those that have been graded by professional services at the higher levels, which have captured the market's imagination. Coins in circulation condition might not command huge premiums, but those that have been carefully preserved, avoiding the scratches and marks of daily use, tell a completely different story. The rarity factor comes into play when considering condition above all else. Collectors today are drawn to coins graded at levels such as Mint State 65, commonly known as MS65, where the coin retains nearly all of its original luster with only the most minimal signs of handling. It is in these top grades that the 1979 2p coin has astounded the market. In fact, examples certified in MS65 condition have been recorded fetching as much as $7,000, a truly remarkable figure for what was once just a simple pocket coin. Even more astonishingly, auction houses such as eBay, heritage auctions, and other numismatic markets have seen the coin reach prices soaring to $12,650, reflecting the powerful demand among collectors for rare, high-grade examples. For collectors seeking to acquire this coin, the advice is always to pay close attention to condition. While circulation pieces are common and hold only modest value, those that appear virtually untouched can transform into prized treasures. It is always wise to look for sharp strikes, minimal contact marks, and original mint luster, as these are the attributes that separate an average coin from a valuable rarity. Many successful collectors also choose to have their coins professionally graded and encapsulated, a process which adds confidence and authentication when it comes to resale or auction. In conclusion, The 1979 2-pence coin of the United Kingdom, despite being produced in large numbers, has emerged as a surprising star in the world of numismatics. Its attractive design, historical significance, and cultural value combine with the extraordinary rarity of high-grade examples to make it a coin that continues to fascinate and inspire collectors. With values reaching between $7,000 and an extraordinary $12,650 on international markets, it is clear that the demand for this coin is strong and growing. For those lucky enough to own such an example, it represents not only a treasured possession but also a tangible link to Britain's rich coinage heritage and a highly desirable investment in today's collecting world. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to stay tuned to World Numismatic Finds for more rare and valuable coin discoveries from around the world.